Hey guys, welcome back, John Megacycle here, another episode of Command & Conquer General 0 Hour. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing fine. I've gotten a lot of requests lately for the GLA Stealth General. Let's see, let me just read these off. Stealth General, more of, that's a weird phrasing. And then Stealth General versus 2, mentioned good and bad, okay, so more of a tutorial. And then Stealth General Tournament Island map. Okay, so we'll knock out a couple of requests here. Let's see, I got 2 random hard opponents here. Tournament Island, I guess I'll just pick a corner. Not too sure where these guys are going to show up. Let's go over some quick things about the GLA Stealth General first. This is Prince Kassad, and he prefers camouflage and covert ops to defeat his enemies, I'm sure that says? Yeah, to defeat his enemies. What we're going to see is when I start the map, you'll see a quick loadout, and then I'll kind of explain that more. The real good thing about the Stealth General, fairly adaptive as a defensive or an offensive opponent. As a defensive, I have the ability to camo net or stealth all of my buildings. It's $500, and I could do it to anything. I could stealth my entire base, which makes it a real pain for someone to attack because they need to be more tactful with radar, sonar sweeps, or the scanner sweeps, radar vans, radar trucks, all that stuff. So you have to add more stuff to your army to really get anywhere. So that's nice on the defensive side. On the offensive side, they've got a couple of nice tricks. The hijackers allow you to capture vehicles, their stealth. A lot of neat things you can add tactically to really get a good, nasty push on your opponent. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to play this turtle-ish, so I can kind of take time and go over the goods and bads of the Stealth General, and then we'll kind of see how it goes from there.
What do you want with me?
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Supply depot to the south right, southeast, and then oil derricks to the southwest. Up, come on, mouse.
I will obey.
Let's go ahead and get this started.
If that is what you want.
Now, I don't know who I'm up against, so what I want to do is I want to try to prepare for any eventuality. And really what that means is after this we're going to get 2 tunnel networks online. What that's going to prevent is any GLA rush, hopefully, and any Chinese infantry rush.
I'm hungry.
The tunnel network is enough to really block that up. There's our 6 to make it 7, because you get one for free. There's that. 1, 2, capture right there, please.
I will go.
And we're going to put this guy right on the corner right there. Okay, so the plan is we'll capture up these derricks. That's going to give us enough cash for a palace, maybe 2, but I really want to demonstrate some real turtle tactics using the Stealth General. In my opinion, that's really where the Stealth General really thrives. And the reason for that is, like I mentioned before, you can stealth any structure. So the cool thing is we're going to stealth everything but like one structure. Do something like this. I like my production facilities to point inside, because once they come off the assembly line, they don't have a target and they're very vulnerable. And that goes for infantry as well. So I'm going to build another barracks and I'm going to point it to the inside.
Upgrade complete.
Now, some might disagree that you want your troops on the battlefield as quickly as possible, but one of the things is the AI will just come with a tank and just run over your infantry. And if I point it internally, that gives my guys a little more cover and a little more time to really, get themselves figured out. Get in.
Danger may be near.
Prepare to fight. The higher order shall reign. Okay, I will work.
And we're going to put a palace right about there. And once we capture those 2 structures, we'll be able to afford another palace. And I want to get my palaces built as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is they take forever to build. You can't build them end game. Unless you're really pushing and you're on the way to win anyhow, it gets very difficult to set up a bunch of palaces. Very good. So there's one. Put another one right about here. And then we're going to put tunnel networks in between to give us the anti-infantry. Now the reason why we're going to do that is we do get Jarman Kell as a hero, but the problem is we only get 1 of them. That's a bit of an issue. So we're going to get some more RPG troopers ready. That way we'll do 5 RPG troopers in like this one, and 4 in Jarman Kell in this one. Now this is not the infantry general, which is good. So not having Jarman Kell is not going to be that big of a deal. Is that a chem trooper? It's a chem trooper. Get in. Okay, this is going to be a little interesting, but fun all the same. What we'll do is we're going to build another palace over here to block off the barracks, and that should give us some really solid defense up to like mid-game-ish. on, I'm so impatient. Jarman Kell. Ah, goodness.
Be on watch for the enemy. Our base is in peril.
Building construction has been completed.
Quick, ready yourself.
Okay, I will work. I will try to hide.
And this is where it pays off.
A warrior has fallen.
Alright, well, I lost the worker, so it doesn't pay off. But we're going to go ahead and cancel that immediately. And the reason for that is I don't want to lose it. If you cancel it mid-construction, you get all your money back, so it's no big deal.
I will do
The
the
next
best I
important thing
can.
is we're going to start camoing up our structures. And the reason for that is, as I was kind of trying to allude to before, the enemy can't shoot what they can't see. So if we keep all these structures stealth, the benefit is they'll attack what they can see. In this case, the command center. So that's stealth, that's stealth. So our weaker inner structures are going to be unstealthed. At least what we'll do is we'll stealth everything but the command center. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I wouldn't mind a radar van. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Building construction has been completed.
Our land must be preserved. Over there. The tunnels will protect us. Be on watch for the enemy. On watch for the over there.
Okay, want to keep my troops a little light, a little loose.
A warrior
There we go,
has
no
fallen.
problem. Because it's China, they don't have countermeasures, so this will be pretty easy to defend against aircraft. Now the good thing is, I believe because it's a palace, you can't knock out the infantry from using toxins or flame. But you can if you have the stealth fighter, what is it called, the bunker buster for the United States Air Force. Woof. That's how you lose a ton of money in infantry in no time. So what we're going to do is we're going to supplement our defense with RPG troopers just kind of milling about, and then we'll also have quad cannons.
Underground.
Well done, gentlemen. You have reached higher
On
rank.
watch for the enemy.
Those Scorpion tanks are going to be a real pain in the rump.
Shh. I sense danger may be near.
Building construction
safe
has
in there.
been completed. This is hard work.
4 on the floor. Don't get on my
And
back.
the reason why I'm putting the quad cannons kind of in the back is because I really want them to just defend against aircraft. Yeah, with the fortification upgrade, those palaces can take a ton of damage.
4 on the floor. I'll get there.
Well done, General. You have reached a higher
And that's rank
rank.
3. Thank you very much. Cash bounty. When cranked up gives us 20% of our kill as a refund of the enemy's value. That's absolutely amazing. Especially, you know what? To be frank about it, I have no idea who would play GLA and not use that ability.
What? Don't push me.
Got some downtime. Make sure our structures are repaired. Now this is actually something that's always good to demonstrate, the GLA hole. What happens is when a structure is destroyed, it's not really destroyed, it leaves this hole. And what'll happen is after a couple of seconds, it'll start rebuilding itself for free. It's really handy. Which makes it interesting against the Chinese nuke. What the Chinese nuke does is it drops all its damage at once.
Yes.
The particle cannon deals damage over time, which ensures the hole also gets destroyed. So it's interesting. If we get nuked, I'll just let them nuke us so I can better demonstrate that.
I will work.
The nuke is great against vehicles, don't get me wrong. It's a great way to clear a base, but the problem is it's not super duper against structures. Yeah, keep building.
I will obey.
Yeah, so as I was trying to also explain before, the defensive structures get the cloak for free. I don't know if I actually mentioned that, but our tunnel networks I haven't had to do anything with. They get it automatically, and then the palaces we just pay for it.
Our land must be preserved.
Okay, we got cash. Time to burn. You don't win a war sitting on money. You can't win with a credit card. You win with an army. So use that credit card and start buying up some troops. They had a Jarman Kell. They sniped out my
Danger
quad.
may be near.
Isn't that cute?
Don't push
So,
Construction has been
why don't you get repairs?
quad cannon.
It's funny that it had the
Don't
attack
get on
reticle
my
a second
quad
time.
cannon. I do not
What
have
it wouldn't be a bad idea is if I had a couple of radar vans myself up at the front line. For that very reason. That was an interesting attack. But again, they could only see the command center unless they get some scanners down here. So that's kind of the best they can do. I'm going to save up, and I wouldn't mind getting a Scud Storm as a plan
We
B.
have spotted a nuclear missile
Glad
silo.
I said that out loud, because they built a nuke.
This is hard
The even
work.
cooler thing is we can
will
actually
obey.
pay that $500 and we can cloak our nuke. Like, we can cloak everything. It's
I'm
awesome.
hungry.
Since these are
Be
really
careful.
money-making...
The enemy has built a Scud Storm.
Okay, thanks for interrupting. Because these structures are really for economic reasons, I don't want them to be uncloaked. So we'll pay the extra cash, we'll make sure they get the cloaking they deserve.
Don't get on my bad side, huh? Quad cannon.
Okay. So, I want to raid our van there. I want to raid our van there. That'll give us some good coverage. Jarman, you there? Sometimes the palace is a little dumb when it comes to targeting. You just have to manually do it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a range thing or they can't see, but with a map like this, you think it'd be no problem.
Enemy German camp. A warrior has fallen.
Must be preserved.
Now, I know there's a bunch of supply crates I'm losing, but I don't really feel like risking my troops to go get all of them.
Give me that.
There we go. That was
I'll
smart.
get there.
I'm hungry. I will try to hurry.
The enemy. The cannons will protect us.
Yeah, with these many palaces, those tanks have no chance.
Go.
Why don't you go ahead and get beefed up, please? Speaking of beefed up, let's make sure our AP rockets are researched. Also want to make sure junk repair and AP bullets are there. Because we don't get the Scorpion tank, we need to really work with our quad cannons and really anything else you want to supplement with on the rocket side. So if you want to do it with infantry, that's fine. If you want to do it with rocket buggies, there's tons of options, but you just have to make sure that since you don't have really a force tank, I don't think we even get the Marauder. No, we don't. We don't get the Marauder upgrade possibility. So without a real front-fighting combat tank, that puts us in an odd position. So let's see here.
A warrior has fallen.
Let's do this. That'll give us some really good cover. And then what we'll do is something like this. Hopefully that'll... Yep, that got their attention. And then we'll do this.
A warrior has fallen.
Don't push.
Oh, okay, got the infantry with it. I thought we were close enough, but they'll have to walk through it.
I'll get there.
And
They are brittle.
there goes your Scud Storm.
Warrior has fallen.
Quad cannon.
Now, the very second those toxins go away, we're going to go ahead and bum rush them with tons more stuff. Bam. We didn't use a super, we didn't do anything, it's just misdirection. Classic misdirection. You point them one direction, and then you change direction on them. So we occupied them with our plane, and then we pushed them with our Rebel Strike. Is that stuff gone yet? Nope. I don't want to pull out a bunch of troops if I'm just going to lose them. It seems like a waste of money in anyone's book. But we're also sitting on tons of cash, so let's do this. And this. And our defenses are tough enough. I'm not really afraid of them running us over.
Quad cannon.
The second that Anthrax radiation's gone, and it's gone. Deploy, guard mode, jump back home, load them up, deploy them out, guard mode.
They will break and shatter. Huh? Don't get on my bad side. Quad cannon.
Okay, little micromanagement, 'cause this is driving me crazy. Good. Now, group in, and now you guys should be pretty okay.
They are brittle. 1 minute. Stop them dead in their tracks.
Good. On your own for a second.
A warrior has fallen.
This is a neat tactic, especially as the stealth general, because they don't know what we're going to throw at them. If you've got enough scanners and you can really figure it out, yeah, you can expose anything. But the benefit is, since so much of our base is just stealth, it really gives us the element of surprise because they don't see what we're stockpiling or building. Now our troops don't get stealth.
Danger may be near.
Now, here's a good lesson. Did you see exactly what happened? I pulled all my troops out, they died instantly. That's a good reason why my tunnel networks, at least on a usual basis, I point them inside. In this case, I'm not going to use them to deploy troops. That wasn't my intention. That's why I pointed them out like this. But if you've seen me in other videos, I point them internally like that. For that very reason, I pointed my sneak attack out, and the problem is, it took one shot and all those guys just died. Because they were clumped up like that. That's a really big problem. Now, I don't have my Rebel Assault.
The jump repair upgrade has been installed.
Let's see if we can just get something out as quickly as possible and see if we can distract them enough that we can stop that nuke. Otherwise, we'll get nuked, and I'll demonstrate exactly what I've been trying to explain this whole time. There's that. The idea is if we can hit a power plant, we'll be able to clean this up. But, of course, some napalm will change that.
They will break and shatter.
The tunnels will protect us.
This is the great thing about GLA. Yep, we'll get nuked. This is the awesome thing about GLA, being able to deploy tons of troops on the quick.
Underground. Stay close to safety.
Okay, lost some vehicles, but here's exactly what I'm explaining. There's 2 GLA holes right here. If they don't attack and destroy them, all we'll do is we'll wait a little bit, and they'll rebuild themselves. No problem. I don't want technicals. I don't know who builds technicals. I actually think that's a challenge I have, is to build a bunch of technicals and do it that way. We have junk repair, so I'm not really too worried about it. Yep, as long as there's nothing else destroying these guys, they'll rebuild themselves, no problem.
Defend our home. Guarding the GLA underground.
Okay, that airport has got to go. But more importantly are those power plants. Okay, now we attack. The artillery is really just a bait and switch game. You lure it in because it can't hit you, and then you push back on it when you're within range. So how are we doing? Look at that, a fresh army ready to go. Our barracks has been rebuilt. Our tunnel network is rebuilding all for free. Fantastic. That's exactly how that should go down. Everyone in. We got an assault to do. Got him. Yeah, I lost 1 unit. They lost a plane that was worth way more money. I don't mind. Okay, there's power. It should be very literally powerless. So we're just going to move in a little bit. Take out another power plant. Really aiming for that airport. Oh, yeah, that's something I wasn't paying attention to. Landmines.
There they are. Quick, ready yourself. Defend our home. There they are. Must be preserved.
A warrior has fallen.
Oh, I'm out of troops. No, I'm not.
Guarding the GLA underground.
It's kind of fun being a little careless, but you still have to really pay attention to what's going on.
I'm hungry.
No, gosh, you freaking workers are driving me nuts.
There's a lot of work.
Gotta wait for that napalm to wear down, or we're gonna have the same problem we did before. Pull a bunch of troops out and watch them all get a ton of damage for no good reason.
They are getting close.
Very literally no good reason.
Must be preserved. Our land must be preserved. The tunnels will protect us. The land must be
A warrior has fallen.
Okay, we gotta be careful with these mines. What I should really do is get a detector up here, and what that'll do is that'll expose everything that's going on. Do they have another MiG? I don't see one.
A warrior has fallen.
General, our land is being attacked.
Another interesting bug is sometimes the AI just gets stupefied and doesn't know what to do with their own troops.
Danger may be near.
Hello?
Let them get away. The GLA underground.
Some of the pathfinding just gets kind of silly at times, because they don't know what to attack, they don't know within range. Once it gets to a certain point, if they can't see anything, they won't do anything. It gets a little silly.
GLA underground.
Yep, now the allies showing up to provide support, like any good ally should.
What? A warrior is fallen.
Attack before they attack us.
There we go. All those mines just went. Oh, there's still tons left.
Close. The tunnels will protect us. Don't let them get away. Tackling the GLA underground. They are getting close.
Really, this guy's done.
Must be preserved.
A warrior is fallen.
Even if we keep running through all the mines.
Danger may be near. They are getting close.
Okay,
Watch your step.
this is getting ridiculous. Do I have... I know I have a spare radar van. Get in there, please.
Quick, ready yourself.
Still so much money. Now this is a very straightforward tactic, using the sneak attack, a little bit of diversion. This works with all GLA players.
GLA underground.
If you really want some finesse with the GLA Stealth General, we need to start stealing vehicles and having a different kind of fun. And we'll do that with the GLA player once I finish off this China. Okay, now stop, please.
What station
Watch
you
for the
general?
enemy.
Now the radar van's going to show us all hidden units, also mines. So what we should be able to do is just move over here.
From anywhere. Keep me out of sight.
The radar van should be able to expose all the mines that are sitting around. So let's do a little digging. And there's no mines here.
We get signal from anywhere.
There should be some right here, though.
From anywhere.
No? Did we run over all the mines?
Must be preserved.
Hey,
The enemy.
supply crate. Thank you.
Enemy may be near.
Four on the floor.
Let us see what they are up to.
I sense danger may be near.
GLA radar
Quick,
services.
ready yourself.
Let us
The
turn.
enemy. Targeting the GLA
There we go.
underground. There they are. Quick, ready yourself. The enemy.
Now, I don't know if we can shoot the mines or how this actually works. I think you need a tank or something.
Ready yourself. The enemy.
There we go. But at least gives us an idea of what's going on.
They are getting close.
GLA radar services. We get signal from anywhere.
Be on watch for the enemy.
GLA
Now, what I
radar
could do is
services.
I could come over here and start capturing up. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea, B. Why don't we do that?
We get
Why don't you
signal
guys go
from
here?
anywhere.
Let's do a little work with some of the technical units for the GLA Stealth General. The Saboteur disables enemy buildings. Not too bad, especially if you need to pause the countdown timer on a super. These are bread and butter. These are hijackers. These guys are camouflaged, and what they'll do is they'll straight capture an enemy vehicle. This is great if you wanted to diversify your stocks when it comes to other tech. Meaning if you wanted to capture an enemy dozer, let's say for example. It's great, because you just get it and that's the end of the story. They're cloaked, which makes it even better, so it takes a little while for the enemy to detect. So actually that's exactly what I'll do.
Let's go car shop. They won't expect anything.
No, they won't, and they never do. Now this whole time, my Scudstorm has been visible from the minimap. I haven't cloaked it yet, but I'm going to do that now. And if you do that right away, when you build it, if the enemy really isn't paying attention, you can hide it unless they have a scanner. I mean, unless they really do some work over it. So here's our hijack, which will just literally take the enemy vehicle, and the reticle will show up. It's like the old Command & Conquer capture logo,
Let's go car shop.
but it's red.
One of those.
This is very straightforward. Yoink.
Promising.
That's it.
Yes.
That's all there's to it. Start building a China base here.
Let us see what they are
It's
up
nasty. It's really nasty because they're camouflaged. In a pile of tanks, unless you've got a scanner or two around, there's nothing stopping it from blowing up and then capturing another vehicle. Because they'll eject when the vehicle's destroyed.
to. Radar service.
Every time.
Let's go.
And I'll see if I can demonstrate that a little bit more with GLA.
Better reception there. Nothing is private. Keep me out of sight. Better reception there. Let us see what they are up to.
Nope. Nope.
GLA radar services.
A
warrior has fallen.
There's not enough build space.
Nothing is private. Let us tune in.
Okay, I know I'm taking a bit of time with this, but I really wanted to show the pros and cons as it really came down to some of these units and how they're used.
Let us tune in.
So, do we have a few more hijackers?
They won't expect
Fantastic.
anything. Well calculated move. Let's go car shopping.
Let us see what they are up to. Better reception there.
No,
Keep
no.
me out of
Oh my
sight.
gosh, you guys. You guys can murder that thing.
Nothing is private.
Let's go car shopping.
Let's go
How do you
where
take out
it's
that
safe.
power plant? We'll take out this nuke. We'll call China a done deal.
GLA radar services.
Construction built to spec.
A terrorist, really?
Could use a little
That was
help.
cute.
Let's go car shopping. Need a new vehicle? Well calculated
Quad
move.
cannon. I'll get there.
Let's do that.
is under attack!
Nothing is private.
4 on the floor.
Okay.
How about
We
the
have a couple of
test drive,
hijackers. Let's have some fun with these guys.
Let's go car shopping.
As I said before, what'll happen is we'll capture a vehicle. Let's see if we can find like a lone tank or something.
Sight and
Well, they are stealth. Oh, here we go.
excellent plan. How about the test drive, huh?
Yoink.
Be careful.
Now, the hijacker's inside of it. If we lose this vehicle, the hijacker will just pop back out. So actually, let's just give this a try. Go ahead and blow it up. Or I'll kill you. That was easier than I thought that was going to be.
Be careful. It may spill. It may take some getting used to. We deliver.
Oh, this is better than I thought.
I would like to share
Man,
something
you're dead.
with you. We deliver. Ah, intoxicating. Running on fumes. What nice man. Need a vehicle? My own special brew.
A warrior has fallen.
Okay. Whenever I've gone up against these
They won't
units,
expect anything.
that's how that's operated. So we can give it
Leave
another
some
try. Until then, holy crap.
Sight unseen. It will be
A
mine.
warrior has fallen.
Oh, rebel assault.
How about the test drive, huh? Sight unseen. I can drive anything. I'll just drop in. Need a new vehicle? How about the test drive, huh? I
Oh,
can drive
scanners.
anything.
That's going to be a problem.
Seen. Well calculated move. It will be mine. Need a new vehicle? How about the test drive, huh?
Yoink.
What station you need, General?
I can drive anything.
Let us see what they are up to.
Need
Now,
a new vehicle?
they even get more devastating when you start stealing higher quality vehicles. What do I mean by that? How about Emperor battle tanks?
Let's go where
Those
it
things
is safe.
are expensive as heck, and they're race and faction specific. They are Chinese tank general only. Those things get insanely pricey.
Let us see what they are
But
up
we've got an assault here,
to. Let us tune in.
and we've got more than enough of an assault that can just roll out of the line.
I'm just a peasant. A
Don't get
warrior
on my
has
bad
fallen.
side.
See, again, this is where this is a problem. If my guys are just immediately subjected to a napalm or a chemical or toxin strike just coming out of the gate, they'll take a ton of damage unreasonably.
What? Yes, yes. Going. Don't push
There's
me.
no mines I have to
Do
worry
not have
about.
patience for this.
So we're just going to do that.
What do you want with me?
Don't get on my bad side. Huh?
Everybody in,
What?
and everybody in.
Quick!
Doody doody doo, and everybody in.
Huh? Going.
Now, depending on your level of micromanagement, it may be sufficient just to put them in guard mode, but you do have to pay attention to your troops. If you're losing them, you got to do a little bit of recalibrating.
Stop them dead in their tracks. Don't push
But
me.
depending on how defended the base is, you may be able to just put them in guard mode and call it a day. Just like this.
A warrior has fallen.
What? Don't get on my bad side. Stop
Finish
them
it up.
dead in their tracks. Begin.
Finish it up. Quad cannons do need a little bit of micromanagement, considering they don't deal a ton of structure and or vehicle damage. That's one of the reasons why I complemented them with some rocket infantry, or just make sure that they're aiming at the same target to make sure that, well, it ends up dead.
They will break and shatter. Punch it. Going.
Okay, everyone group up.
Don't get on my bad
How
side.
about guard right there? That would be great. Thing is empty.
I'm just
Okay,
a
I need
peasant.
you guys out of the way.
A warrior has fallen.
$48,000.
Be on watch for
Seriously, the
enemy.
only thing that would make GLA even more powerful is an auto build function. I think I've said that in every single video I've done,
Don't
but I
get
pretty
on
much
my
still
bad
stand by
side.
it.
The enemy.
400
Be
points.
on watch for the enemy.
I'll start the machinery.
Yeah, one of the things that can really stop this kind of an attack is a lot of rocket infantry. Like, way too many can really overwhelm these kinds of vehicles, or anything with rockets really in general. So what you need to do is make sure that you complement them with rocket buggies if you need to treat the artillery aspect of it.
Quad cannon. I'll puncture the next
Go ahead and file in.
Be on watch for the enemy.
Yeah, this is how you slap together a GLA army. Or, I guess this is how you slap together a GL army. Because the name is a Global Liberation Army, so I said army twice.
They will break and
It's like
shatter.
saying ATM machine twice. You know, ATM machine, because it's already an automatic teller machine. That's the acronym, so saying it twice is stupid.
Yes,
Come on, group up. Get away from that stinger site. Finish up the job. Get him. Or run him over, that works too. Let's see. That supply up there is the only thing that's left, I believe, up here.
I'll get there.
And then for that,
Quad cannon.
I might have a little something in
You
mind.
don't have patience for this. Yes, yes.
Yeah, we still have that Scud Storm.
Begin.
I like to have my supers as like a insurance policy. I don't like to really rely on them as a crutch. But good to have all the same. Oh, please finish that. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do with this? Oh. Why not?
Launching Scud.
I couldn't resist.
GLA radar services.
That takes care of all the workers, and all I have to really do is... Oh. I guess accept victory.
We are victorious.
Yay! Though we didn't go over a lot of in-depth tactics with the GLA Stealth General, I think there's really two things you can easily take away out of this. From the defensive aspect, you can cloak up every single structure you want. You can go completely off the grid. And one of the big benefits of that is building side bases. If you can build a whole side base and cloak it immediately that your enemy has no idea exists, that gives you excellent versatility. The GLA Stealth General is hands down one of my favorite GLA factions. On the other side is the attack. We didn't go a whole lot in depth of that either, but using the Hijacker and the Saboteur, you can really keep your enemy guessing. You can make sure that the super weapon timer on that fresh super weapon they built stays down. You can disable power plants. You can really do a lot of damage without actually dealing damage. So using that as a 1-2 punch sort of a maneuver, you can get a lot done. The sneak attack came in great handy for us, and we built the Scud Storm. Didn't even have to use it to save our skin, but we used it for fun at the end. That being said, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope this captures a couple of challenge requests, and a lot of fun to do. Keep them coming, and I'll see you guys next time.